Hey folks, Lisa Ramsey here. Welcome to our Win It Wednesday. Let me go ahead and send this over to my page so I can get it out to everybody. If you don't mind, as you're hopping on, just tell me where you're watching from. All right, let me see. Where am I? Okay, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle this over to my page so that if people want to watch, they certainly can. Let me move myself up a little bit closer. All right, I think you can still see me okay. All right, let me get this over there. How do I do that? Okay. All right, so hey, thanks for joining me. As you're hopping on, just say hey. And if you would sprinkle this out, that would be super awesome. I am sending it to my page. Okay, and then as you guys comment, hey, hello Denise, Arkansas, awesome. Okay, terrific. So what today is Win It Wednesday, as you know, and just to remind you, I am Lisa Ramsey from Magnolia Design Company, one of the co-owners here, and I am going to be your host today. So the stencil that you could win today, you know, on Win It Wednesday, if you would answer the questions, the question of the day in the comments, just comment below, what is your favorite flower? And you'll see in a minute why I'm asking that question. But if you would say, what is your favorite flower? Just go ahead and answer that for us. You have the opportunity to win this retired stencil. It is called Tractor, simply 8.5 by 11. And there is like a lot of detail going on with this tractor. Super awesome piece to have. Like I said, if you're hopping on, say hey, let me know where you're watching from. Win It Wednesday. If you win, comment below, what is your favorite flower? You will be in the drawing to win this really cool retired tractor stencil. All right, so today we are going to jump right in. I have got a project, maybe two, we'll see. I'm thinking about what I want to do. Let me set this over here. I decided that today I wanted to do a rub-on transfer. Now, I wanted to pair that with something I thought would be low cost, fun to do, right? And then possibly I could get two out of it, right? So one of the things that I want to draw your attention to is this kit. It is called the Paper Scroll Kit, and it is on clearance in the clearance section. I have seen people buying 12 of these at a time, and it's a really good deal. Great opportunity to do a class or just to make things. Hey Suzanne. Hey Kathy. So we got Sherry on too, and Suzanne, Tallahassee. What's your favorite flower? Daisies. Okay, so getting back to this scroll, it's on clearance. Go check out the clearance area. Okay, it is on clearance. I will tell you this. When I designed this thing, it is craft paper. It's good quality craft paper. And two nice big dowels. Look at that. Look how big these are. And the way that it's designed to work is it comes with this twine. We always have more than enough twine in all of our projects. And it comes with these sticky dots. Okay? Now, the goal or the idea is that you take the sticky dots, you put them on either end of the paper, and then you roll them on the dowel like this. And then you would design on this part, and then potentially use this at the bottom to weigh it down. All right? So I have a different idea. Like I said before, you can get two projects out of this. I think when I did this, I put in like 20... I don't know, tons. Let me see. I'll measure it. How about that? 18. It's a lot. It's a lot, guys. 18, 36. Okay. There's like 2.5 feet of paper here, so it's a super awesome deal. I wanted to do two projects. One for sure. The other one I'll think about. You love carnations, and Denise loves begonias. Fabulous. Okay, I have two projects in mind. One, I am going to, like I said, I want to do some lower cost projects. And I told you about this paper scroll. Go ahead and grab it. Grab several. You're going to love them. You're going to want them for Christmas. The other thing is, I have got a, let me take this off. It's drying. Oh no, it's kind of stuck. I have got an old paper, this is not a paper clip. What is this? What is this called? Paper, I don't know. Anyway, a clipboard, that's what it's called, a clipboard. So I'm going to do something with this paper scroll. I'm going to make two things. The first thing is going to go on this clipboard, and the other one is going to hang on the dowels, okay? And both of them are going to use rub-on transfers. But I'm going to get basically two surfaces. So this is just an old clipboard that I had. I went ahead and painted it, and you can see I painted it like this bluish green. You guys have seen me use this color before. I mixed it, and I'm just going to say I mixed it, and oh my goodness, does it match so close to the green on this Birdie Darling. So I'm going to be using this Birdie Darling rub-on transfer with this. I will get into that. The next thing I'll do, and I'll ask you guys to help me out. The next part is I'm actually going to use the scroll part of it. So for the Birdie Darling, I'm going to use the paper for the clipboard. But like I said, there's enough in here to do at least two. So I'm going to actually make the scroll with the rest of the paper. And you guys, if you would put in the comments what you think you want me to put on here. So I am going to, hi Susie, I am going to, yes, thanks Sherry. I'm going to either do Miss Divine Bovine on this scroll, on this paper scroll. Tell me which one you want. Miss Divine Bovine. I have this beautiful pink romance. This would be gorgeous for Valentine, if you're getting ready for Valentine. Oh my goodness, look at this one. Rise and Grunge. Tell me in the comments which one you want. This one is Cream Affirmate Transfer. This, of course, I'm sure is completely dependent on your decor and just your personal preference. This is a new one, love, 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 called Lost in Time. We've got the Steampunk. And then we've got America's Grace. So I hope you caught all that. Tell me in the comments what you would like me to do on the scroll. In the meantime, I'm going to jump into my project for this Birdie Darling on this clipboard. All right, that Sherry was so good to tell me what it was. All right, so like I said, I went ahead and painted this. I painted it two coats. If I had to do over again, I would pick one where this like didn't rest right on my paint because it's a little trickier getting it to like not, you know, stick. And then I'm going to go over it and just lightly sand it to get off all the little paint boogers, I guess. And maybe if I want to, just rough up the edges a little bit. But this is just really, honestly, barely dry. I chose not to do the back. You could do the back. And then I did get some paint up on here. But that's not a problem because we're going to work with that. All right. All right, so here we go. I've just got the clipboard. It's painted. I could take the sticker off if I wanted to. And just to let you guys know, the easiest way to take a sticker off, in my opinion, is heat. And so if you apply heat to it, it will reactivate that adhesive, and then you can just scrape it off. Okay, it's like the easiest thing in the world. And I would say it was pretty much anything. Grace or Bovine. Okay, Miss Bovine. Okay. Scroll Rooster Clipboard. America's Grace. Miss Bovine. Wow, lots of Miss Bovine. Lost in Time. Okay, so I wasn't planning to take the sticker off because I'm a little bit of a lazy crafter, but this is how you would do it. You would just apply the heat. I wasn't paying attention. It's not even hot because I didn't keep it in one spot. But then you would just scrape it off, okay? And then it'll come right off, I promise you. All right, so what I'm going to do before I move on to this rub-on transfer, I am going to treat the rest of the board. And what I want to do with the rest, we're seeing, okay, lots of choices. All right, so what I'm going to do next is because I'm going to do this Birdie Darling, and it really is, let me take it out of the paper here. It really is like, you know, back in the day, like something, I don't know, old world charm. I am going to make my clipboard look how beautiful that is. Amanda did a great job on this. I'm going to make my clipboard look a little bit older. So in doing that, in an effort to do that, I am going to go ahead and I've got some on the metal part. That's the part I just want to tone it down a little bit. Okay, so I've just got a little bit of this matte nutmeg brown apple barrel. And I'm just going to use a paintbrush. And I'm going to paint. Now, I'm not going to be like super meticulous about this, but I am going to go over it. All right. That one's like, was having a bad day. All right. I am going to go over this in some paint. It does say Office Depot. I'm not going to care about that. I'm actually going to cover it up in a little bit. So I'm just going to go over it with the brown paint. And then I am going to dry it a minute. And I'm doing that in all the places that you're going to be able to see when you look at my clipboard, okay? All the places that are visible. Now, when I painted the blue, I got all up underneath this clipboard. And I did, like I said, I did get some on the actual metal, but I don't care because I'm painting that metal now. Actually, if I get some on my board of this brown, I don't care about that either because I could blend it in and make it look more antique as well. Okay, does anybody do this? I'm sure you guys do this like antiquing or faux rusting kind of look. Let me just hit this with the heat tool. So I'm going to do a couple of layers of this brown. And then I'm going to come in with I'm going to dab on another color of paint, and then I'm going to throw some rust on there, i.e. cinnamon, right? I did 2 of these for recipes in the spring. Oh, really? What a great idea. I took 2 coats of paint and then spray sealed. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I would do, I think, probably at the end is do a spray seal. I hope you guys can hear me. So now I'm just going to go back in with that paint again and just put another layer on so that we're going to cover up that silver. I mean, well enough anyway. And I didn't let it dry very well. So I'm just kind of like dabbing it on, and I'm not getting like a uniform kind of look. And I'll show you here in a second. I'm just dabbing it on here and there, trying to resist the urge to like drag it across because it is not quite dry. But that's okay because I got another layer that has to go on top of this. And essentially, I guess 2 more layers. All right, so I've got this going on. It's already looking a little better because it's toned down, but it is looking really too loud for me, like too much, right? But let me dry it. And then I'm going to come in with some of this. It's a folk art. It's just what I wanted to use. You could use like a lighter color brown or a beige or maybe even like a little bit of green or whatever. But I'm just trying to put a little bit of different color in it. And so I've got this, it's called Antique Gold. And I think that'll go well with some of the flowers in here. So that's why I asked you what your favorite flower is. Because we've got flowers here in this Birdie Darling Rub-On Transfer. All right, so next I'm going to grab a sponge. And you can use a dauber. You can use anything. I just happen to have a cut-up kitchen sponge with me. You guys know that I use these all the time for everything anyway. I like to use the scrubby part to make stuff like faux aged. All right, so now I'm going to come in and with my sponge, I'm just going to get a little bit, and I'm not going to be super methodical about it. You like the rustic look? Yeah, me too. All right, so now I'm just going to come in here and just kind of dab it. I'm not trying for full coverage, just dabbing it, okay? I don't want anything that's super uniform either, and that's why I'm using this sponge. Can you guys see that? So it's toning it down. Should have got a little chalk tray, but I don't have one with sitting here. Okay, so can you guys see that? I am toning it down a little bit. Again, not like full coverage, just toning it down. Oh my goodness, come on now. I'm trying to get it up to the edge without like getting it on my green. Okay. All right, looking good. All right, so now what I'm going to do, got a little bit of, put a little bit of brown there. All right, so I've got it's looking better. Let me get a look. Can you see? It's looking better already. All right, let me get a little bit here in the back, and then we'll dry it, and then we'll put some rust on it. It's just these, this little place in the back just looks like so stark, so dark and brown, and I'm not down for that, so. Okay, and I'll put some more towards the edges. Okay, see, that looks better. It's looking different already. So let me, because you know I'm a messy crafter, so let me get this stuff out of the way, and I will get my heat tool out, and I will go ahead and hit that. Now we're going to be using the scroll, the paper scroll today, like I was saying. And remember, it's on clearance, so it's a heck of a deal. If you've ever used it before, you'll know that it's got more than enough paper in there to do multiple projects. So I would say grab them. We've got plenty. You should be able to grab as many as you want. And like I said, I've seen people get 10 or 12 at one time. One lady had 20 in her on her order, but she's getting ready for Christmas, I would imagine. I don't know if she's doing the crafts herself or she's hosting a party or whatever, but super low cost surface for a party. And you can use your stencil on it. You can use your rub-on transfer. Today we are going to be using rub-on transfers. Okay, I am going to hit this with a little bit of Mod Podge, which I have tons of Mod Podge, but for some reason I grabbed this one. If I can open the darn thing. And this is just one, honestly, one that I made. It was just watered down glue. And yeah, just watered down glue. And I don't mind using a messy brush to apply it. So I'm just going to put it in a few places. Maybe some places like around the edge where we think we might get more rust. And again, try not to make it like a uniform look. Try to put a little different look on it, okay? We don't need the same look everywhere. Did anybody ever paint their walls back in the day with the sponge? Remember like the sea sponge? It was like really big. Oh my gosh, it used to leave a pattern. Okay. Let me set this aside and put that in the water. And then what I'm going to do, and you guys probably already know this, right? I am going to get some cinnamon, and this is just some cinnamon grabbed from, I think this is the Dollar Tree. Let me grab something real quick. I'm just grabbing some parchment paper, so I don't get it everywhere. In the event that I do, I can just get it off. All right, so now I've got some cinnamon. I'm just going to sprinkle it on the part where I put my Mod Podge, okay? And I am getting some on my painted surface, and I don't care. That's fine. I'll get it off later. Now I'm just going to tamp it down. And already looking better. Love, love, love. All right. So I'm going to go over this one more time. Now, some people don't think this is necessary, but I do like this to fully dry. And then I do like to put another coat of Mod Podge over it. Not necessarily any more cinnamon, but just more Mod Podge. We're going to let this dry on its own in just a second here. And we'll move on. But I wanted to show you sort of like the look that it gives. Oh, cool. I mean, I had this heat tool up really close, and I could smell it is baking this cinnamon. I'm loving it. Plus, it also caused it like bubble up in a little bit. So, oh my gosh, the look it's giving is super awesome and oxidized. Okay, so I'm going to put this off to the side right now. And next, we're going to work on a rub-on transfers. Trust me, guys, I'm not, a lot of people have said, oh my gosh, you're going to put all that back in there. I am totally going to put that back in there because this is my crafting cinnamon. Okay. It's like $1.25. I think I can afford $1.25 for crafting cinnamon. All right, next up is while that is drying, I'm going to get the paper out from my scroll. And remember, I want this to go on my clipboard. And when I measured my clipboard, I did look at, or when I chose this clipboard, it's what I had. It was actually messed up right up here, guys. So it's why I chose this one. You can't even see the Office Depot anymore, the emblem that, or the words that were on there, because I covered it. But you can see it's messed up there. I could go with that. I could even sand that down a little bit or further distress it. But I'm going to leave it like this. But when I did choose it, I chose it number 1 because it was in bad shape. And number 2, it's going to fit this perfect because our 8.5 by 11s fit clipboards very well. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this paper from the scroll. Again, you guys, if I was doing this, I would probably get 4 or 5 this size out of this paper scroll. But we're going to use a paper scroll for something else too. So I am just going to cut at the top. I'll trim it later. Right now, I just want a piece to work with. And I am going to peel back. I'm going to turn this upside down. Can you guys see it okay? Let me see. Yes, you guys can see it. Great. Okay. Yes, I did my bathroom. Awesome. Oh, yeah. In that sea sponge. Oh, my gosh. After a while, you're like, okay, I don't, do this everywhere. I go like this and this and this, and then turn it around. Okay. And those of you who don't know what we're talking about, good for you. It was a lot of work. Okay, so now I'm going to take, turn my transfer upside down, and I'm going to peel off the backing. Now, that's this white piece here. It's just the backing, okay? I've still got my rub-on transfer, the sticky part, sticking out, on the one side, and then the non-sticky, the gloss carrier sheet. Okay, and very carefully, I'm going to put this down on my paper where I want it. Now, I'm going to try to put it all the way to the edge because this is like 12 inches, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, this paper is 12 inches, and this is only 8.5 wide. This is 12 wide. So I'm going to put it all the way to the edge. Just remember, when you put it down, you're pretty much committed, right? You're committed. So I'm going to take it all the way to the edge. And lay it down. I'm just going to smooth it down. Okay. Now, is it 100% perfect? No, I think I got a little cattywampus up here by about a millimeter, whatever. Now I'm going to take my burnishing tool. I'm just going to go all over this design and all the way out to the edges. And I'm just pressing that rub-on transfer, which is, a very, 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 very thin sticker, onto the paper, the craft paper. Now, has anybody done this with greeting cards or any other paper product? Because very, very simple. One of the other things I was thinking about is, where is it? I was thinking about using my Amazon bag and ripping it and using the other side of it. That would be cool. I think I'm going to stencil on one of these, and then I can remove this from the clipboard and use the stencil on the on this bag. I mean, I wouldn't throw away these bags. They are so awesome. Just open them up. They're super easy to open them up and cut them to the size that you need. All right. But today we're working with the scroll. Okay, has anybody used this Birdie Darling yet? Okay, so now I've got this burnished on there. I'm going to go pick up a corner of the plastic sheet, the carrier sheet. That's the glossy piece right here. And it should just pull away. Now, if it doesn't, roll it back in place and use your burnishing tool and burnish the area that didn't want to come up very well. Okay, but it looks like I've got it in good shape. Another way you might want to do this that I thought might be cool is get some old muslin. You can burnish this design on the muslin. and fray the edges of the muslin. You could put the muslin on the clipboard. So many different things. I love this clipboard idea. All right, so now I'm going to cut out Birdie Darling. Going to go around the edges. Now, you guys, you could use a water pen on these edges. Seriously, you could just make it, you know, rough on the edge if you'd like. You can age it. You can use some wax on the edge to get a different, you know, just to age it again. You can use some ink or chalk paste. All right, so this is what I have now. All right, so I'm going to lay that aside, and I am going to finish up my clipboard just by putting a little more Mod Podge over the top of that, what we did. And all I'm doing right now is I'm just sealing that in, okay? Just sealing in that cinnamon. At this point, if I felt like I didn't get enough cinnamon, I could do more. Lots of people do more than one coat of the cinnamon. Okay, and we are going to let that dry. While that's drying, we will work on our second project, which is going to be actually using the scroll. All right, next up, you guys, I think, let me look. Okay, we said last time to vote. This is your last opportunity to vote. For the scroll, it looks like the winners were going to be Miss. It's going to be either the Rooster, which is actually called Rise and Grunge, or it's going to be Miss Bovine. The others that we were looking at were America's Grace, Pink Romance, Steampunk Distressed, the Lost in Time, which I love, and I didn't bring out any violets. Why wouldn't you put that transfer directly onto the clipboard? Marcy, that is a great question. The reason I personally wouldn't do it is because I would like to create several like this, get several of these going. Again, this paper scroll, you can make so many with this paper scroll, or you can do it on paper or whatever. And I can just change these out with whatever decor I got going on at the time or the season or whatever. So that's why I personally would not put it right on the clipboard, because for the clipboard, for me, I feel like that's an interchangeable surface. Okay, putting this back. Okay, but that's a great question. Thanks for asking that. Okay, so let's go. I don't know, guys. What do you want to do? Let me, Miss Bovine or license. Okay, I think it's Miss Bovine because she's just had too many. She's just had a lot of votes. Okay, one new comment. Lost. Okay, now we got Lost in Time also. Okay, well we're gonna do. You know, I could have done so much with Lost in Time too. I don't have all my stuff out here, so I'm gonna go with Miss Bovine. Okay. All right. So my scroll. I'm gonna do Miss Bovine first, and then we're gonna talk about how to assemble the scroll. Now again, that scroll is super expensive right now. It's in the clearance section, so you're gonna want to pick some up. All right. So I am going to hold it right there, and I'm going to put Miss Bovine on there. And now what I'm doing is I am giving myself maybe about 6 inches from the top. I am going to start my rub-on transfer. And the reason for that is I want to roll my scroll down. So I'm going to say 6 inches. That's what I'm going to go with, okay? And I'm really just eyeballing it. And you guys are going to see how much paper is left when I'm done doing this. Understand. Okay, good, 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 good. And you know what, Marcia, I hope that you will try the same thing. Okay, this is Miss Bovine Divine. I love this one. I know Amanda was super in love with it when she made it. All right, so now I'm going to take off the white from the back. Okay, guys? Don't touch the sticky back. Just take off the white. Now, if you wanted to do this and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to put it back together for a second. Oh my goodness, I'm not really sure about sticking it on there. I'm not going to be good at this. What if I don't get it straight? I'm going to show you a different way. With some that are a little larger or you're not too sure. Okay. One thing you can do, let me put this back on here. Straight on. See what I mean? Take it off and it's like, meh. Okay. All right, so what you could do is you could just peel back the first little bit, okay? Maybe like the first third. And then put it in place where you want it. Make sure you've got it squared up. And then you can roll it back and remove and continue to roll and press down as you go. And then I've got perfect placement on there. Okay? Terrific. All right, so now what I'm going to do, same deal. I'm going to press this all down. Oh, she's so adorable, you guys. This was a good call. Good call. I'm kind of like, oh no, where's my... Let me see if I can find my other ribbon real quick. Because it would look just so stinking cute. With her, I'm thinking pink ribbon, maybe like a little bit of blue, but definitely some, oh, here, I'll use this. Aha. We'll go with that. I'm thinking she really needs like some buffalo plaid or some kind of gingham or something like that. Like she is just too good. Too good, too good. Yep, I think I got the right colors for her. Maybe a little bit of green. She has so many colors in here. You can embellish with so much. All right, so let me get all of this on here. Then I'll start peeling it away. And, all right. Just picking up one corner here. Come on. Just get in that corner, I'm telling you. Okay, again, just go slow. I'm rubbing this down with my hand as I go. And I like to, instead of rip it up like this, I like to pull it back like this. Oh, that was perfect. Perfect, you guys. Perfect. Now I'm going to cut, again, down here, and I'm going to leave probably about 6 inches. Is it straight? It's not straight. I don't know. We'll see what happens to it. I've still got enough to do one more design for that clipboard if I wanted to, okay? All right, here is Miss Divine. Is she not adorable? I'm gonna flip it on the other side because as you can see, it was like a smidge bigger than this piece of paper. So Miss Divine is probably exactly 12 and this paper is like 11 7/8 or something like that. Again, I can, you know, make this the pages, excuse me, the paper on the scroll a little ragged with a water pen if I want to. If I didn't have a design that was big enough, I could rough, you know, not rough, what am I saying? I could age it. I am new to Watching Magnolia. Hey, Rebecca, welcome on board. So today we are working with rub-on transfers, and we are using a couple of things. We are using our paper scroll kit, which is on clearance, if you'll pop in the clearance section. And we are also using a couple of rub-on transfers. One idea is just put it on the scroll, but there's so much paper on the scroll that I can make 3 projects with it. So, all right, so we've got Miss Divine on the scroll, and we'll finish off the scroll. And we've got Lost in Time on that same paper, craft paper, just cut down. And we're going to put that on our clipboard. We'll dress that up in a minute. Just know that the scroll comes like this. It is completely protected. This is a really awesome tube. In fact, I've kept mine to put other stuff in. You can use these as mailers. But anyway, it comes with the dowels, the paper rolled up and protected in it, the twine, and the little sticky dots, glue dots. All right. So let's finish off the scroll real quick, and then I am going to move on to back to my clipboard. Okay, so I'm just taking this dowel and I'm kind of using it as a guide to scroll down to where I want it to be with Miss Bovine. And you can make the scroll, the rolly part. What the heck's it called? You can make it as fat or as slim as you want. I feel good about where mine is. I'll show you in a minute. So I'm going to take these sticky dots now. You do not have to do this part. I just got these stickies because I thought it would be easier for you guys. So I'm going to put them, show you. I'm going to put them in place. One right here. And I'm going to put the other one right here. And I'm using Miss Bovine, the top of the rub-on transfer, sort of as a guide. I'll stick those on real well. And then I'm going to use my, I'm going to take off the backer to the glue dot. I have got so much paint in my fingers, on my fingers. Okay. What is that? Okay. And then this glue dot. I think maybe next time I'll take the paper off first. No, I don't want to do that because they stick to you. Okay. They're really good. They're really good sticky dots. Okay. And now I'm going to just roll that back up again. Doesn't have to be too tight. It's up to you. Just going to roll it until I think that it's even and all the way up to and past those dots. I'm going to press in the dots. Is that cute? So cute. All right, let's do the other side. Again, I didn't take care to make sure that this was straight, and it does not have to be straight because it's going to get caught up in this dowel. Okay, so I'm going to do the same method, and I'm going to put the sticky dot right. Can you see that? Right at the bottom of the rub-on transfer. And I'm just using it as a guide. There's not like, but look at, I had so many sticky dots on here when we first got this going that I'm like, you know what? We should be able to make two if we want to make two. So there are enough sticky dots to make two. Now I can roll this up. I'm going to show you. Let me take the sticky dots off. And hey, thanks for hopping in there, staying in there with me. If you are, this is Win It Wednesday. So if in the comments you would tell me what your favorite flower is, you will be entered into a drawing to win our stencil of the day, which is our retired tractor stencil. And it's got lots of really beautiful detail on it. And so you could win that. And it's okay if you've won before. Many people have. It's just a random drawing. All right, so I'm going to scroll. I'm going to roll all the way up to and past those dots. And then I'm going to press into those dots. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You can leave it like this, or you can slide this dowel out, or you can slide this dowel out and you can put the twine through it. Okay, I'm going to keep both dowels in there for now, and I'll show you the way we had done it to start with. So I'm going to get my twine out. And again, it's like more than enough to choke a horse here. So I'm just measuring, what is this? I'll do like 24 inches, but I'll have plenty to cut off if I want. And now I'm just going to make a loop on one end and put it under the dowel, on the dowel, and a loop on the other end, about as far as I want it to hang. So I'm trying to measure about where I want it to be. There's not real science here. And then I'm going to make a loop there. Not a loop. Not. K-N-O-T. Not. Not a loop there. Slip my dowel in it. And I'll trim off the extra. And there you have it. Now, I am going to finish her up with some ribbons. Here is Miss Bovine. Bovine Divine. I can hardly say that. Okay, let's finish her up and then we'll go to our clipboard. All right, so I'm just taking now, I'm taking just some fabric and I'm just going to rip some fabric up. See what we get. Want to watch live. Hey, Althea. Althea, I've known Althea a long time. Okay, so I'm going to take these, and then I've got some more fabric here. Oh, you guys, look what I've got. Okay, so help me out. Just let me know what you want me to do here. I have got, she needs this. I think she needs this, don't you? But I've also got like this color chiffon. I don't know what we're going to call that. I've got some blue. I've got some green. I've got like this gray maybe. And then I've got the, okay, I think I decided I'm doing this and the green. Let's do that. See what happens. This chiffon, I just get it from Amazon. It's some of my favorite stuff. Let me see. I'm just going to take a long piece and we'll deal with it when we get there. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to fold this back and forth till I get about a length that I want. I'll do the same with the with the, I don't know what color chiffon this is, like a mauve almost. This bovine has got some mauve in her coloring, so I can do different lengths. And then I'm gonna throw some of these in there, top and bottom. And you guys, I'm winging that. I'm winging this. I'm winging this. Okay, and then I will use some of that twine. I like the gray one better than the green. You do, Sherry? The gray one better than the green? All right, I'll save the green for another one. Actually, it's probably going to go on Birdie Darling, so I will get the gray instead. All right, you spoke up. You get it. My wish is your command. Okay. And I think I'm just gonna leave these long. I'll do these like long. I'm like a rabid bow maker, guys. I'm not like a rule follower on the bows. I just do what I think I like, and we go with it. And I'm just gonna make sure I got some loops going one way and the other way. And then I'll put this in there too. And two of these on the other side. There we go. Now we get a mix of colors in there. All right, now what do you think? Do you like that better? You like those colors better? All right, let me get that twine. Thank you. Sherry, I will mail this to you. I'm just kidding. All right, I think she's gonna have to go on my wall. All right, we are close to being done on this. How long have we been on here? Oh my gosh, you guys are so good. Let me wrap this up. I'm just going to tie a knot in this, and just for the sake of time, I'm going to tie it up here to the dowel. I could put it on the bottom. I could put it anywhere. I'm just going to put it right here for right now. Thank you, Karen. Come on, get on there. And then we will finish up our clipboard, which I was super excited about. And then this kind of like took over my life here. Okay. I'm not finishing this up. I would tie a different bow up here, but I'm just trying to put it on here so you guys can see what it looked like. And now we have Miss Bovine. Yeah, this is bow is kind of out of control. I'll have to fix that. Okay, but that is Miss Bovine using the paper scroll on clearance. Check out the clearance section. Get several. All right, let's do one more. Do you like her? All right, let's do one more, and we are going to finish off our. Now, aren't you loving the way the rust came out? I love it. All right, so I did the rust. Let me just hit it real quick because we are like running out of time. And then I did Birdie Darling on some of that craft paper that came off of the paper scroll. All right, and then somebody asked earlier, why would I not just put it on the clipboard? And this is the reason why. I can just interchange, I can switch it out anytime I want. All right. right, so I am going to put Birdie Darling on here. It's gorgeous. I got Birdie Darling on here, and I can hang it up on the wall. It's got that little hole back here. I can hang that up on the wall. And I can actually put a bow on here if I want to too. But I was just thinking that, you know what, I'm going to put some of this green and I'm going to go to town. But now that I've got this on here, I am liking the way that it is. Like I said before, I had other thoughts of maybe putting it on fabric. But you could do just about anything you want. You're not having to seal this and then change it out with the seasons. But you've got this decor on your wall. And just switch it out from time to time. If you want to add some greenery, whatever you want to do. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this segment of Win It Wednesday. Again, my name is Lisa Ramsey, and thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a terrific afternoon. Bye-bye.